Hey everybody, welcome back to TechOdyssey. So I'm here with the video that most of you apparently didn't want me to make. I put out a community post in YouTube talking about, hey, if I got the Apple iPad Pro 12.9 inch, would y'all like to see some content on it? And it was mostly a resounding no. I mean, there were great options there like please stop, get help. That one was a good one. Also, there was no, there was a couple other options, but over 50% said no. And then I got to thinking, I see what you're doing. This is reverse psychology. So really, y'all really want to see this video. So, because you wanted it so badly, I have an unboxing video of the new iPad Pro 12.9 inch. Yay! And that's what we're here for today. Just go with me here. This cost me a crap ton of money, all right? Just indulge a balding middle-aged man who has too many kids. We're going to dive in and do the unboxing on this. Also some first impression stuff because I want to talk about it because it's crazy expensive. What's new, right? Why would you want to spend $1,100 on an iPad Pro? I mean, it does have an M1 in it, but there's more, and we're going to talk about that. But before we get into that, I do want to say if this is your first time stopping by the channel, thank you for being here. If you enjoyed the video, please hit the like and the subscribe button and the little notification bell if you want updates when new videos come out. Let's get to the unboxing. All right, so here we are with the iPad Pro 12.9 inch 2021 model. It's got the M1, the XDR, Retina display, liquid Retina, all that crazy stuff. Anyway, all the stuff that we don't care about. Or maybe you do, that's fine. So yeah, I wasn't gonna buy this. I stuck to my guns. Launch day came and went. I didn't order it because there was no word about Final Cut Pro being available at launch. So I said, not for me today, nope. And then I woke up the morning that they went on sale and other people were like, oh, they have them at Best Buy. So I saw they had one and the rest is history. Now I'm making this video that nobody wanted to watch. Anyway, so we'll go ahead and get inside the box here. It's got the little plastic pull tab on the outside. Standard Apple theatrics with the box. Nothing too crazy here. A little bit of information on the back. I've got the 128 gigabyte model. Completely not good for most video editing. You probably want a larger one if you're going to go with that. But this is what they had, and I bought it. So I also ordered the Apple Pencil separate after I got this, and I opened the box, and I was like, wow, I really need a stylus to go with this because this screen is entirely too big for me to be tapping with my thumbs all the time. So here we have the iPad Pro. I got the space gray model, and it's a really sharp looking tablet. A lot has changed since I got the very first 12.9 inch. Of course, there's all the wonderful ASMR theatric stuff with the plastic crumbling, so enjoy that, all you who like that stuff. I don't know, still sounds like just plastic to me. But anyway, so cameras on the back, got the LiDAR functionality that got brought with the last generation, I believe. And yeah, it's a nice looking tablet, very well balanced, very thin. It's got the little 3 pins on the back that you can connect for the accessories. And yeah, it's balanced really well. I like the way that it feels in the hand. It doesn't feel super heavy or dense or lopsided. I think that this feels better than actually the Tab S7 Plus. And I actually, like I said, I went with the space gray this time. Normally I get the silver because the space gray is all sold out, but I super lucked out and I was like, all right, let's do this. So I bought this one. Yeah, flat on the side, just kind of neat. You got the USB-C charger on the bottom, which I actually do like quite a bit. I'm glad that that's on there now. It's really convenient. So when I have this by my bedside now, I can plug it in there with the same cable I use for my Android phone and all that jazz. So one charging cable to rule them all and in darkness bind them. Apple logo on the back, and not a whole lot really has substantially changed with regard to the aesthetics and how it looks. Power button up on top, doesn't have the fingerprint sensor like the iPad Air does, which I don't know why, it drives me absolutely crazy. Face ID, all that jazz, and inside the box is a charger. Hooray, you've got the charger. Yeah, I'm glad they put this in here. I'm glad they still give it to you with the tablet, whereas you don't with the phone. At least they give you the charging cable as well, a tiny USB-C to USB-C, and then the most useless documentation in the history of mankind that comes with all of your smart devices. Some tiny little crummy paperwork, at least it's not like 500 pages. And then you've got some stickers in there. So now that I've got this out of the box, I need to set it up so I can, actually talk about it more as opposed to just staring at it from this top-down view. So we'll be right back. Okie dokie. Here it is, the iPad Pro 12.9-inch 2021 with the M1 chip, the Retina XDR liquid display, blah, blah, blah. All that fancy stuff. It's got stereo speakers. It's got the speakers on the top. We got the speakers on the bottom. We got the cameras on the back with the LiDAR, so you can do all that crazy stuff. Anyway, down to brass tacks. This is the productivity version of the iPad. There's the regular iPad 10.2 inches, the iPad mini, there's the iPad Air, and then the Pro. And when you talk about the Pro, you're supposed to be able to do professional things. Like the Pro actually is supposed to mean something. It's not just like, hey, this is the iPad Pro Max, Ultra, Stellar, Amazingest tablet. This is the iPad Pro. You're supposed to, it has iPad OS, of course, and then you've got the stylus support, which I had to break down and buy the Apple Pencil 2 because I'm an old man and I haven't had an iPad Pro in a very long time. Even though, if you don't need the iPad Pro, and I advocate for this a lot, don't go out and buy something you don't need. This plays Boom Beach just as well as like the 2017 iPad does. So if you're just doing email, if you're just doing iMessage, if you're just surfing Instagram, you probably don't need an $1,100 to $2,300 iPad. I mean, it's really nice though. Nice screen. It's big. It's a very big tablet. I mean, look at this. This sucker is huge. And just so I can appease people who want to come out of the woodwork, because I made a video saying that the Samsung Galaxy Tab S7 Plus was too big. Here they are side by side. Now, one of the things that I talked about was the 16:10 aspect ratio on the Galaxy. It is a really tall tablet. I mean, when you put them next to each other, you can see there it is a little bit taller than the 12.9, and this is a 12.4, whatever. Too many numbers in my head right now. The thing with this one is the aspect ratio on it is terrible, but here's something I'm going to stick by. And, you know, yes, I know there are two-handed keyboards. Here's the thing. When you get tablets this big, they're not the best for when you want to do handheld stuff like typing, like playing games that require two hands on the screen at the same time, because trying to play Fortnite like this, it just gets a little bit difficult. That's something that's definitely designed more for this, like the Asus Republic of Gaming Phone number 5. It's perfect for playing games. Or the S21 Ultra, perfect for playing games. More handheld size. So, is this problematic from a work standpoint, from a productivity standpoint, from a drawing standpoint, from a laptop substitute standpoint? No, it is perfect for those things, and so is the Tab S7 Plus. But when you get down to brass tacks, I was laying in bed trying to type on this sucker last night, and you know, you can't even do swipe typing unless you have the floating keyboard on here. It's really annoying. So, enough of that out of the way. Productivity tablet, the new stuff, it's got the M1 chip. My biggest complaint is it just doesn't take advantage of the M1 chip yet. Yes, iPad OS is great. Yes, you can do some things on here, but really at the end of the day, we need those pro-level developer toolkits. We need things that we can do content creation. We need things we can do some serious work on. Yes, there's some stuff out there, but the biggest thing I'm angling at here is Final Cut Pro. Everybody's been waiting for this. There's been clamoring, there's been murmuring, there's been talk for a long time. We want an iPad we can edit videos on. And yes, thankfully LumaFusion is out there, but a lot of us use Final Cut Pro. And when we heard about the introduction of the M1 chip into here, everyone's first thought was Final Cut Pro. Final Cut Pro is finally going to come to the iPad. It's not here yet. We're waiting. Maybe we'll hear something at the WWDC, Worldwide Developer Conference. And yeah, that'd be nice. I'm not holding out any hope. I don't think that it's actually going to be announced there. It would be great if it did, because then I could edit my videos while I'm being lazy in bed eating popcorn and watching TV instead of sitting at my computer like a civilized person. So, should you buy one of these now? Well, maybe and maybe not. There's nothing really outrageous that this one does better than the 2020 model, better than the 2018 model. If those work for you, fine. You probably don't need to go out and buy this right now. And you're probably saying, look, why did you go buy that? Look, don't pay attention to what I'm doing over here. I'm an addict. I buy everything. Now, when it first came out, I was like, no, there's no Final Cut Pro. I'm not buying this. And then I woke up the morning they came out and I saw all the excitement, and somebody said, hey, I just bought one at Best Buy. So I looked. There was one at the Best Buy like 0.6 miles down the street from my house. I just paid off my Best Buy card. So I'm like, I hate myself. And I hit buy. So that's where I'm at right now. Like, I'm living a lie over here. I'm telling you not to buy this. I have this expensive tablet. I have this other tablet. Just don't pay any attention to me over here. If you need it and you want to go buy it. I'm not going to tell anyone not to buy anything that they've got their hard-earned money, then they want to go buy it. If you don't need it though, and you have a 2018, you have a 2020, it's doing everything you need, but you're waiting to see what kind of implementation they do with this M1 chipset, that's what you should wait for. You shouldn't go out and spend $1,100, $1,500. I mean, this thing, you can get up to a 2 terabyte hard drive. That to me tells me they're building this out to do some serious work with it. Why would you put 2 terabytes of storage in an iPad if you weren't going to do things like some serious video editing and graphics design, right? I mean, my Mac Mini has 256 gigs of storage. It goes scalable up to 2 terabyte, but whatever. I think this will closely mirror that. I think we're going to see more productivity tools on here. I think Worldwide Developer Conference is going to be really big, or Worldwide Developer Convention, whatever it is, WWC. I don't get invited. I just watch it on YouTube. I think we're going to see some really cool stuff there once that comes around, second week of June here. So that's going to be exciting. We'll see what happens. As far as this tablet goes, I like it. It's nice. I haven't had a 12.9-inch iPad since, the first one came out, and I tried it in law school for like a week and thought maybe I could be really cool and take notes on it. It didn't really work out the way I wanted it to, but yeah, big, bright, beautiful display. It's balanced well. It's really nice to hold in the hand. You got the Apple Pencil Generation 2 you can use with it. Yeah, it's just one of those things. I don't get the most excited about this thing. This is not going to change my life. I could go out and buy the 2018 one, but then I wouldn't be happy because it's not the new one, and then it wouldn't irk my soul while I sit around and look at the Apple website and see, well, I got to wait weeks to get one. So that's me. If you want it, go buy it. If you don't think you need it, you probably don't. If you're on the fence about it, wait. We'll see what happens at WWDC. I think there's going to be some exciting stuff there because otherwise this is a waste. It's great. It's got the mini LED display in here. It looks really nice. That's cool, even though there's some problematic areas there with maybe some shadowing and some shading just because of the way the pixels are illuminated in localized areas as opposed to the whole scalable screen like you get with the traditional LED. You know, it's one of those things. We'll see how that works. I'm sure they'll find a way to make that nice. Some people are like, ooh, oh, this is amazing. Some people are like, oh, there's a problem there. So I think it's fine. For most people, if you're a giant tech nerd, you're into graphics design stuff, it may be problematic for you. Otherwise, look, we're going to wait. I want to wait and see what happens at WWDC. I want to see if this is worthwhile. I want to see how they exploit this M1 architecture, this M1 chipset in here, because it's uber powerful. Really nice. And I like it's not like A14 something, A13. It makes it easier to remember M1 than like, oh, it's the A14 Bionic with the Cold Fusion, whatever. It's got the M1 chip, super powerful, lots of good things. We'll see what happens. Maybe play the wait and see approach. Is it nice? Yes, it's great. I'm going to compare it. I'm going to make a comparison video between the Tab S7 Plus and the iPad Pro 12.9 inch because who wouldn't? Like, they're the two best tablets out on the market right now. We're going to talk about it. But that's all I've got for today, folks. So if you have any questions or comments, please feel free to leave them down in the comment section. I'll get back with you. If you enjoy the video, please hit the like and the subscribe button and the little notification bell if you want updates when new videos come out. And as always, thanks for being here. I appreciate you watching, and I'll see you guys next time.